Hello, welcome back to another video. So, if you want to work in football, if you want to change industries, keep watching. We've helped thousands of people over the past year on their journeys to working in football for our content. And if you want us to help you one-to-one, click the link in the bio. So, straight into it. Number one, have a plan. You must have a plan. This is really, really important. Outline your goals and how you will get there. Now, if you work with us, if you work with a mentor, they will do this for you. But for me, this is really, really important. Have a goal. Want to work in player care, want to become a talent acquisition manager at the City Group, want to become a scout for Norwich City. And then you need to outline what you need to do to get there. And if you've never done this before, then if you never worked in football before, you won't know what you need to do. I always say, if you don't know what you don't know. So it's really important you have a career coach, a mentor do this for you, because especially who's worked in football or someone who's helped people work in football, because they know what you need to do to get there. So then you have this plan where, okay, I want to get to here, I have to do this, there's time frames on each of these activities, and you just have clarity on how you're going to achieve your goal. Like I say, simple action steps with a time frame. Right, I don't know, create a network, get experience in X industry, 6 weeks, 6 months, etc. As you can see here, one of our examples of working with one of our one-to-one clients, one-to-one mentees, we like to call them. Again, land first role in football, that's the goal. And then we break down, okay, we've got 6 weeks to do this, we've got 8 weeks to do this, we've got 25 weeks to do this, etc. Having that plan is so important. Most people don't have a plan, to be honest. They just apply for jobs willy-nilly, and hope for the best. They don't follow up. There's no follow-up procedure. There's no process when it comes to applying. There's no plan. Like I say, and for me, that's a mistake. That's what a lot of people do. They feel like, let's be honest, this is one of the most competitive industries in the whole world. Like, hundreds of people are applying for each role. If you're just applying for jobs willy-nilly, you're not gonna land the role, in my opinion. So that's why this plan is really, really important. Second one, surprise, networking. I talk about this all the time. People are sick to death of me talking about networking, but it's true. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know, but more importantly, who knows you. If you network, you can honestly create so many opportunities for yourself in not just the football industry, but in life. Like I say, it's a skill that everyone should learn. It's created so many pathways for me. When I started university, I was networking with loads of player care officers, because that's what I wanted to do. I got my foot in the door at Portsmouth, I got my foot in the door at Burnley. Burnley invited me up there for a week of sort of like CPD, and they invited me to a game. I went to West Ham, shown around the department at West Ham by a guy who is Evan, who is absolutely unbelievable. I went to Cardiff as well, met a good friend of mine, Sarah, at Cardiff, and there's a couple of other clubs too. Then I'm at the club, they know me, I know them, I'm meeting other people at the club as well, and opportunities can come from these relationships you create. Because I'm not saying everyone hires someone they know, of course that's not true, but people do like to hire people they know, or people like to give opportunities to people they know, like, and trust. So network. It can be done online. Work on Football do networking events every month. Check us out on Eventbrite, Work in Football. But for me, online is just so much easier, right? You can do it every day, 20 minutes a day of networking, following up with people, sending connection requests. So important. Apply for jobs the right way. Now, in my opinion, you have to take time on these applications. I've hired for clubs, I've hired for Work in Football. I've read hundreds of applications, and the CVs, the cover letters bore me to death. They're all the same, but the ones that you can tell are rushed, the ones that are copy and pasted, ChatGPT, copy and paste, no, don't even get seen. Bang, right in the bin. Don't just apply for every role and rush applications. I'd rather you pick 3 or 4 a week and really spend 1 hour on each of those applications. Or, sorry, not an hour. You should be spending more than that in terms of the whole process, but, spend time on it. Make sure that the CV is ATS optimized. So if you have a CV on Canva and it's got all these pictures and all these logos on it, now I've changed my stance on this. And we have an ATS method that we use for our one-to-one mentees, which goes over how to avoid this. But your CV may not even be seen by the ATS software. So it's important your ATS is optimized. Follow up after you send your applications. I follow up with the hiring manager, I follow up with people from the club. And again, if you get an interview, do the exact same. So the next point is have someone check your CV. Now, this is super, super important. Again, to be fair, you want someone checking your application. So what we do with our one-to-one mentees is whenever they apply for a role, we help them with that application for every single role. CV, cover letter, answers to the applications and questions get sent to us. We then review it, we give feedback, we then send it to one of our 40 mentors who work in our community as well, on our platform, sorry. They review it, get feedback, then we give it back to our student. That is a game changer. Having someone look at your application before you send it, absolute game changer. Experience, gain experience. This is so important. If you want to work on football, try and find ways you can gain experience. I know career changes, you can communicate your transferable skills. However, for me, it's still important to get experience. So that could be volunteering 1 or 2 days a week, doing analysis, doing player care, doing operations, doing coaching, doing marketing, whatever it is. Try and get some club logos on your CVs, and some clubs on your CV. It will boost your applications. Like I said, this could be at non-league level. It's pretty easy to get experience. It could be non-league, it could be women's teams. Both of these sets of clubs, teams are crying out for hands on deck. So again, it's not too difficult to get experience, in my opinion. It just takes time and sacrifice. Finance director example. Okay, so I spoke to a guy who wanted to work on football. He was a finance director on really good money, and he wanted to work on football. Now, having spoke to him, he showed me his CV. He was working voluntary, probably like 3-4 hours a week for his local non-league side as their finance director. He was doing all their finances, all this type of stuff. And I said to him, like, that is worth its weight in gold, that having that on your CV, like 2-3 years at this non-league club. So yes, he hasn't worked in football professionally, but he's been a finance director at a big company. Like, it's just easier to transition when you have experience in football, even if it is grassroots, because they respect that as well, the employer. So yeah, I really do like that example, and shout out to that guy. Dedicate yourself. So, in my opinion, right, if you really want to work on football, like, this is the best industry in the world. Honestly, it's the best industry in the world. If you want to do this, you need to dedicate whatever time you have, not in your 9 to 5, which you hate, and use it to get closer to your goal of working in the football industry. Expect no's, expect to be ignored, expect to get no replies from your job application, but be extremely resilient, because that separates some people that don't work in football and the people that do. But how much do you want it? Ask yourself this. How much do you want it? Are you willing to take a very small pay cut? Are you willing, you might not have to, but are you willing to get rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection, and then you get the job? Are you willing to do that? How much work are you going to put in? A lot of people, they're not willing to do that. So, LinkedIn Work on Football, Instagram Work on Football UK. Click the link in the bio if you want to learn how we can help you land a role. Literally last week, we've just helped someone, Marvin, in 28 days land his first role in football after working with us as a kit manager. So buzzing with that, and we're telling everyone about that. So yeah, click the link in the bio. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you all soon. Cheers.